Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After Thoughts with yours truly, as always, Queen Crazy K. Now, before we get into this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Follow me on that Instagram as well, Queen Crazy K. Same thing. It would really be appreciated. It's totally free. You can change your mind at any time. Now, before we get into, I know it's a little bit late because Monday. Usually I have this done by now for Friday Smatter Podcast, but I've been having a lot of things going on, a lot of changes, and all that other good stuff. So here I am today, before my Night Raw Wrestling starts to get what happened off. Now, this last WWE Live, not the past one here on it, but the one that was before it, we've had the Usos beat RK Bro, Roman Reigns beat Drew McIntyre's, Natalya and Shayna Baszler attacked Naomi and Sasha Banks. Even though they lost their match, they're sore losers. Got their ass whooped. But on top of that, you saw that Butch and Sheamus keep on attacking the New Day because the recovery of Biggie and Langston have not returned yet. But if you saw Monday Night Raw, you're gonna see Monday Night Raw on Peacock tonight. Well, you can actually watch Monday Night Raw if you got cable like I do on the USA channel tonight. You will see the Usos and Roman Reigns. I think that's my prediction that they will win over RK Bro, Drew McIntyre's in a six-man tag team match. But you can watch it on USA for yourself to find out what happens on Raw tonight. And also on Peacock, you can check out Backlash coming this Sunday. Get your tickets already to the second biggest event besides WrestleMania, the SummerSlam. Just check in the word "live" is the code. Plus, they have a WWE Castle if you are Instagram and all over social media live. Also, those tickets are on sale as well as the Money in the Bank coming in June. To join me in June and link it for Monday Night Raw wrestling event as well, and all that good stuff. So be sure to comment and be like, hey, I'm going to this event, and I'll be like, I'm going to the Lincoln Wrestling Monday Night Raw event. So you guys can comment what event you're interested in or check it out on Peacock. Don't spend all that money watching on cable. That's just stupid. And spring football and hockey, baseball. I already seen all. I was talking about the Korean basketball game. I was talking about the hockey game that just went. I was talking about all these things that I've been going to that you guys can be like, hey, I'm gonna do this before why it's summer, why it's getting warm outside, before the winter starts all over again. And if you watch the bump, you saw out of character Omos talk about AJ Styles and their friendship outside of the ring on out of character. And then you also seen MPV on the bump discuss about the whole Bobby Lashley situation. My question is, what next will the almighty Bobby Lashley do? That's my next question. Guess we'll have to find out tonight or at Backlash. Now, also the content package, doing the meet and greet over in Paris. Justin Bieber, if you want to see my favorite Doja Cat. And if you want to go see The Weeknd or Billie Eilish or Shawn Mendes, get the tickets to see them. They are all on tour as well, as you guys already know who are fans of all of them. And also, Asuka coming back and Becky Lynch coming back. I wonder how that match will collide at the bump. My prediction is that Sonya Deville will get a good kick out of making Carmella and Zelina Vega versus each other all the time for the Raw Women's Champion. Becky Lynch will probably end up having kicking all three of their asses at Backlash for her opponent. So that is my little prediction for Backlash and Monday Night Raw tonight. You can comment what you think yours is going to be for Raw and Backlash, and we'll come back here after Monday Night Raw for my podcast and see how much I was right and how much that I was similar but not exactly on the nail. So we'll find out. If you like to subscribe to my channel, you will see that podcast following after Monday Night Raw Wrestling on all that good stuff. And also how much I was right, how much I wasn't, what the prediction was, and everything that we can touch up on. Like last live WWE Live that I was just talking about, because this is the Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling podcast. This Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling, Sasha and Naomi got one over Natalya and Shayna for attacking them, put them in their place, show that it's Boston Glow time, that they ain't losing those titles anytime soon. RK Bro want to capture all the titles and key wrestlers. They beat the Usos. Roman Reigns defeated undefeated Universal Champion Drew McIntyre, but he had a touching Cornwell message to the WWE fans and universe down in London, and it was really awesome of him to step out of his character, out of his comfort zone, and be like, yo, this is me and you like human beings. I may crack some skulls in this ring, but man to man, human to human, this is how I feel. This is how I am. So don't ever mistaken my ring for how I am as a real person, because just because he does this for your performances and in the ring doesn't mean he's a bad guy in real life. Obviously, it's for anything you guys are throwing down, cracking skulls like he does in the ring, but he really let London know, like, hey, got a lot of respect from this business and you guys, and just it was the last match, so he had the floor all to himself, and I think Drew McIntyre was like, whoa, like that's pretty dope, and you can do that now. And it's like we just cracked kind of skulls in the ring, but this is how I feel as a person, and I just had to get that off my chest to the universe watching. So that's real cool for people to get to see that. Be like, besides you cracking skulls in the ring, who are you really? So we kind of got to show that. And then also, Butch and Sheamus ain't never gonna stop until the recovery of Biggie Langston could happen anytime soon. Comes back and helps the New Day out. As I was talking about Oxa and Becky Lynch return back to Raw. Maybe Bayley and Becky and Biggie Langston will return off their injuries to SmackDown. Rey Mysterio and Dominic returning to Raw, maybe, or maybe they're hanging up the boots. We'll find out. LA Knight on SmackDown, Gonzalez appearing, making her debut on SmackDown from the NXT. The release of Dakota Kai and Dexter of NXT, some sad news. They are released from the NXT, and I think that they'll be on the bump like the exclusive. You can check out all the news update about it and see them on the exclusive what they think about it. Also, Ari, as you know, some are how all the people are on tours and you get their tickets, because these are people that I like and that I know is just on tour in general. And some of them like already went to their tour and stuff this year. But Ari has a Good Night and Go, as you know. REM Beauty Chapter 1, Good Night and Go Chapter 2. Be sure to buy her beauty products. She was in the store, take pictures of fans when they released over Easter. And there's a second part of Wicked movie that she will be in, and definitely I'm gonna be there watching it, because you already know Ariana Grande is my number one biggest fan of hers. Always have, always will be. So you already know I'm gonna be the one sitting right there watching it. So that's a little input for you guys to watch. Those of you who may have missed it or whatever, be sure to be looking out for that, because it's gonna be awesome, because it's got Ariana Grande in it. So I don't need. I'm like Wicked. What? Huh? Go. Yeah, it's scary monsters up there. Go. Go watch Scooby Doo. Shut the door. Go watch Scooby Doo. Alright, my nephew just interrupted, but that's okay. That's alright. We're going to continue this. That was my little 2-year-old nephew, AJ. Needs to go watch Scooby Doo so I can finish doing this podcast with you guys. Now, like I was saying, like I was talking about how they're on tours and stuff, I was like, Wicked, really. I'm not into plays and stuff. I usually fall asleep during them, but it's gonna be great with Ariana in the movie. I'm definitely gonna watch with Ariana Grande in it. And then once they were like, they're gonna make two movies of it, and I'm like, you learn something new every day. We just was ready for this Wicked movie coming out that we heard months ago. Now there's gonna be two of them. What is going on? Once I found that out though, your eyes, I was like, okay. Now I got my head around it. Now when's the date so I can watch the one with Ariana Grande in it. And definitely I gotta watch both of them because it has her in each of them. I think the why they made both of them is because one's gonna be the original for the adults to watch, and the other one they're kind of they maybe cut out if there's any cussing or anything like that for the kids. I think that's why they're making two of them. Like it's not gonna be Wicked one and then Wicked two. It's gonna be like two of the same movie. I think it's one for adults and one for kids. Either way, I'm watching both just because Ariana's in both of them. And then also, if you saw on the WWE system, you saw that Sasha Banks, Bobby Lashley also beat Sheamus in a match. Bobby Lashley, Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Drew McIntyre's and Ricochet also defended against Sami Zayn for his Intercontinental Championship belt. They all were in London over this weekend for WWE Live, and you saw each of them talking to outside of the ring performances to the WWE about it and stuff. And you see like Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre's, Roman and the Usos, RK Bro tonight on Monday Night Raw. In a 6-minute tag team match. See what Bobby has in store for MPV and Omos for tagging him, and that sort of stuff. So, and also Chris Brown and Lil Baby, they made a new music video. They're going on tour as well together. If you guys want to get tickets to go see them as well, I mean, so many things are happening. And Naomi mentioned that she wanted to keep the feud going with Sonya Deville because it was a learning process for her. Like she got to be like, instead of getting shoved in the background with like this team, everyone gets to see Naomi for herself as an athlete, as a superstar. When she was not teamed up with somebody, when she's not a tag team champion, is the most dominating, bad and beautiful, and dangerous with Sasha Banks and Tamina, what Naomi can do as a supreme super athlete by herself. She is a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion. She is a Tag Team Women's Champion. She was a part of a dominated women team when Stephanie brought them from the NXT back in 2015. She is an athlete in this I mean, she was a cheerleader already for a professional basketball team, and she can do so many things in that ring. And I think she gets underrated and people got to see her what she's capable of and be like, hey, I'm not just a push up. I can be a strong athlete like you do all these other, and I need a little more camera time, a little more spotlight on me. So I like that Naomi is showing them what she's made of in that ring. That no one's gonna break her walls down. She's in there for a reason, just like every other superstar. And she's like, hey, feuding with Sonya Deville might have been the best thing to boost up for my career because everybody can see what I can do if you push me that level too. You talk about the ruthless, aggressive with John Cena, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Diaz. You got WWE Evil with Randy Orton and Sasha Banks on the Peacock and Roman Reigns. But what about the evil and the strength that Naomi can pull out if you put his hair off? And you got the Miz on there, which I don't really see the Miz evil. I mean, he's more of a movie star, more of a if I want it, I'm gonna get it guy, just for the camera time. I don't really see him as like evil or sadistic though. But he's on there too. So, and then also on top of there, then you have the Tamaska. He'll turn on Raw. I guess he'll probably throw it out with Mufasa in the ring and instead of versing Austin Theory for the United States Championship belt. But I'm sure Austin will be like, probably be like after Mustafa Ali and Tamaska Throwdown. Mustafa Ali is probably going to beat Tamaska, then the United States Champion Austin Theory is probably going to attack him. so that Austin Theory can verse Mufasa for the United States Championship at Backlash. That's what's gonna happen in that category. Like Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair's probably gonna have to verse Carmella, Zelina, and Sonya Deville to show why she's the quickest, the roughest, the strongest, the fastest, the toughest, the EST of WWE, and whoop all their asses at Backlash. Along with Asuka and Becky Lynch throwing down at Backlash to see, we had a lot of respect for each other when we first came in here when we was in the NXT, but now let's throw down this ring, I guess, is the man or the Empress of Tomorrow the one that'll be standing tonight. I guess that will be the call, the label of it. And also, I think Finn Balor could team up with AJ Styles against Damian Priest and Edge in a tag team match. I think they're going to do that tonight and throw it out in that tag team match at Backlash. So that's my prediction. That would be a good match. Everybody would want to see that. That would be kind of cool. I think that would be great. And then also, John Cena said, had a lot of advice for Austin Theory as the United States champion. Like, hey, if you're gonna hold that title, you better hold it like you mean it. Like when you're playing football, you hold that ball like a baby. Everything can get bumped up and loose, but that ball better be in your grip like a baby. So he's like, you better hang on to that United States champion, especially since got all that mouth to talk. Better hang on to it real tight, because if you don't, someone's gonna snatch it. And so I really like that calling up there. And also, if you shop at Walmart, you can get 10 cents off the gas if you type in Mikey, Danielle, and Gabby, my favorite radio people. You could also get some more change besides a 5 cents card at Mega Saver to make gas cheaper on you. So that's something fun and do. And win $1,000 like 12 times in a day of the week. Also on there, Triple H on NXT and Ronda Rousey when she did the WrestleMania match with Kurt Angle. She obviously Ronda Rousey, as you can see when she's in the ring, besides her being a UFC Women's Best Champion, breaking people's arms, that she obviously was inspired by Kurt Angle, also putting the ankle lock on people, letting them know, hey, I got other tricks up the sleeve. You don't know me as well as you think you do. And Triple H on the NXT with that. How Bianca Belair said, that was one of the people that believed in her before he retired after 25 years. Saxon. Speaking of Bianca Belair, she was the first woman as well over this weekend that got to host the boxing match ever in history. Becky Lynch, she tries to be this badass, but she was there actually supporting her. Like, this is a big deal because you're the first woman to host a boxing match, and you talk about the women's revolution and trying to prove that they're equalized to a man still in society. That is a huge deal. You try to be like, well, I still whoop your ass, but you know that's a rare match. You know that is an honor and really makes a statement. And then I think, like I said, after Mustafa Ali throwdowns with Tamaska, I think he's going to throw down Austin Theory for the United States Championship at Backlash, and Finn Balor's going to team up with AJ Styles against Damian Priest and Edge at Backlash in a tag team match, because otherwise it's just going to be once he gets one down, the other one's attacked. Those of you who watch AEW, you would know that the Iconics are taking a step away from the ring as well. Also, like I was talking about, maybe Bayley could return to SmackDown, maybe the New Day with Big E return to SmackDown. They are recovering, so I mean, anytime something can happen. Those of you Spider-Man fans, like I was talking about the movies, how Deadpool 3 is coming out, right? And how like the first one better than the second one. I definitely got to see the third one, Deadpool. Well, Bad Bunny, Grand Slam, one of the Grammy Award Platinum winners, one of the best rappers here in today in the entire. Bad Bunny is in the Spider-Man universe, new movie coming out. And also, of course, you have Falcon from Avengers playing the new Captain America. That was the W Live results over the weekend in London. There was all in Paris. You have headliner, like I said, from the EST for boxing match. She and Becky Lynch had so much respect and support on her. And also, I seen out of those two, I think, and also been watching the stories of Lacey Evans on SmackDown too. That she might have a match in there. It's like she'd been doing her stories of what it was like growing up outside of wrestling. And no wonder why she's in the Marines and a wrestler. She was born the toughness and like, hey, nothing's gonna take me down. And plus, she got new WWE merchandise, new Justin Bieber music video that's out. Since I was talking about their tour, Randy Orton and Bianca Belair was after the Raw talk. If you missed it, there was on the W exclusive over the weekend after the bump. Plus, the American Nightmare and Stone Cold Steve Austin show. If you want to check that out. And then also Clash of the Castle, new WWE event to get your tickets. Tap in the code LIVE for SummerSlam. Also, I seen on NXT when I was watching there how Natalya was crossing over from NXT to SmackDown. They leave some superstars, but Camilla on there throwing down with Cameron was also there from the NXT past because they had the Nightmare of NXT like they used to do in the war, like how they put, oh, it's NXT Evil Night or NXT War Night. You know how I liked when Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley was in the War Games and how the Undisputed, where it's Kyle O'Reilly, Roger Strong, Adam Pearce, Bobby Fischerman, Undisputed Champions, was in the War Games and the Nightmare and Evil like Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly was pretty much the evil of that match night, and Dakota and Gonzalez taking the tag team women's champions belt for the tournament, for the Dusty Rhodes tournament, and the also with Corbin from the taking the trophy after Angel lost the match against Rhodes. He also beat the hell out of Corbin and got his trophy back for the Andre Giant winner. Speaking of trophies and award winners and SmackDown results. So that's something fun to watch and something to know. Some people be like, oh, okay. So now we know how as far as that runs. I don't think I really missed anything. That pretty much covers it all. And then last but not least, we would do the 7 illustrations like I like to do. So the scientific facts, like how I was talking about, they're trying to figure out whether it's daylight savings or the sun, why the moon is darker or lighter, and how it gets full moon, for the wolves howl on it, like that's animal nature, like it's human nature that we always have to speak out when someone says something that we don't like or said, and how animals have to do that, like they have to bark, when someone walks by a dog, or the wolf has to howl at full moon, and the scientists were trying to figure out maybe the solar systems are closer to the sun and the earth than what we thought. Like it's supposed to be the sun and then all these solar systems, like we learned in school, but these solar systems are overlapping that sun, and maybe that's why the moon is getting lighter and darker to the earth. A little scientific fact to be like, whoa, that's pretty interesting. But what does that mean for us? It's like where I was gonna be in the light when it's supposed to be dark, where I was gonna be in the dark when it's supposed to be light. It's gonna like talk about daylight savings confusing the time because of the lighting. That's gonna be the solar system. That's gonna be confusing us. If we weren't already confused enough, they're like, what the hell is this? And then also, I saw the illustration for this week. One was how many animals you can see. You know how we can see like 6 or 5. That's usually what most people see. I saw the bunny, the deer, the moose, the bear, and the trees. So the real answer is 5. Let's talk about if you're looking at something, talk about if you don't get hypnotized kind of thing. you're looking at this picture, do your eyes really play tricks on you more than what you think based on how many animals and what animals you see, whether you see 6 or 5 and what are they? Um, that basically is like, oh, is your eyes on straight kind of thing. It's a scientific thing to know about, hey, maybe it's not daylight saving making the dark night. That is our scientific fact for today. That is our illustration picture for today. And then also, if you saw the girly guy, kind of like a waffle or spaghetti, bring how girls and guys think that girls can multitask. Guys usually like to take things one at a time. So it's kind of like, well, how are you as a person? Are you like the guy mind where you like taking one thing at a time? Or are you like the girl mind where you can do this and this, like you got 4 arms, as if you're off a pen him? So it will determine how your brain processes, whether a waffle brain or a spaghetti brain, and whether it makes you a creator or of an organizer with the red or the blue painting, like an artist, and how you see the museums and stuff, and that sort of thing. And based on these animals, like, wow, my eyes are glued on straight, kind of makes you wonder. The scientists didn't know what the heck I'm supposed to think, that sort of stuff. So, um, I think really much illustration this week. Kind of like if you see a blue light or a red light of the chicken or the cow type of thing. I like that show, cow and chicken, or like cat and dog. I've seen both of them or one of each. That's how they came up with the creative of the cartoon shows on Nickelodeon. Like if you like watching cow and chicken or cat dog on the Nicktoons at night, I like watching those shows. That's where they came up with the ideas based on these illustrations that I always talk about. Oh, this is our illustration for the week, and this is our facts of what's going on around the world, and the rest of them business and things and facts that you may not know that you may miss, and how interesting they could really be, and like even all these scientist facts. I think they're pretty cool and they're pretty neat. So, well, I think that pretty much covers everything. So as always, this is before and after thoughts with Queen Krazy K. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on that Instagram. Check out my other podcasts and videos and playlists and all that good stuff by liking and subscribing. Totally free here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, also free. Be sure to comment, let your opinions be known, as long as they're positivity. Be sure to tune in after Monday Night Raw Wrestling tonight. I'll have Monday Night Raw Wrestling, the WWE Live, the exclusive bump, all that good stuff for you in the podcast and all that other good stuff. And just making sure I didn't miss anything before you end out of here. And also, after you like and subscribe to my channel to check out this Friday Night SmackDown Round podcast and my other podcasts and my interviews and albums and playlists and my music videos that I already released, there's more music videos coming up that you will get a treat to see and experience. You can comment as long as it's positive because your freedom of speech is just as important as mine here on here talking to you guys is. Also on that Instagram, there's a lot of fun short videos here on YouTube to watch. Short videos that I got to do. And also on my Instagram, there's a lot of photos and videos like updation on news and anything that you miss. Is basically just me just kind of chilling and stuff. But this is where I cover everything in these videos right here. So you can kind of check it out and know what the update, know what the talk is all about and stuff. So that's kind of what it is and kind of why I started making the videos to let you know what's going on. That way you can find out not only the Raw and the SmackDown, you can also find out what's going on in the NXT. You can find out the news. You can find out what's going on around the world. You can find out scientific facts. You can find out the illustration, fun facts. You can find out all these great things. You can see my music videos. You can see my interviews and my podcasts on here and all these great things. That's why I made this channel in the first place. And I'm like, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel because it's free. It'd be supportive of what I do for you guys, and you'd get more out of it for you too. And on my Instagram, most of it is just me posting picture videos. The ones that I took already, either the backlash off my phone that I already did, I just now posting them, or there's also new ones. What you're doing on the daily basis and stuff too. You know that you can go ahead and follow me on there too. But be sure to come back on here because I will make a podcast over my Night Raw wrestling tonight and all that good stuff. And Queen Krazy K is out. So see you later.